420 somewhere.
I'm looking for a cat.
We got two of them.
I want a sound deadening paint.
Oh.
Right, like vibrations and stuff. Where'd the cats come from?
All the DIY stores have cats that live in them. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Instead of buying rat trap.
I got the foam roller because it says that this is for rough surfaces, and I'm painting plywood that's kind of rough and I'm not planning on sanding. It's gray primer that actually has rust inhibitor in it. Right here is my boards for my floor. The car came with these things, so let's not be wasteful. This is a heavy one. Oh. This might not be the best place to paint it, but since I'm over these rocks, I don't really have to worry about getting paint everywhere. Got gray paint, gray rocks. My dad will disagree when he sees it. One thing you can always count on. And the kitchen's right here. My mom can watch me work while she's cooking. This wood was already in the car. I'm gonna repurpose it. It's only 1/2 inch ply. I wanna preserve headspace. If you're 6'4", you'll be able to stand up in this truck. This paint should prevent mold. The floor being an area where moisture can accumulate, I think it's important to take these precautions. And the other side of them are gross. Those boards are going to take that entire gallon. With this COVID thing going on, I feel so fortunate. I got this van. It gives me something to do and gives my dad something to do. I came back later at night to finish the edges. There's these threaded holes from the factory, and I thought, why not use them to hold down the floor extra secure instead of just having some sheet metal screws? I'm marking the edges and how far from the edges the holes were so that I can find them. And now I'm drilling holes in the wood. I'm ashamed to say that building this floor took more than 5 days, so I'm going to take a few breaks for food during this video. Here's some tacos my mom made. I'm going to cut these foam boards into the shape of the floor. And you'll notice during this build, anytime that I really need it to not be windy, it ends up being really windy. I'm going to use these boards as a template and draw lines where I need to cut the boards. And then I'm going to come in with the razor and I'm going to cut these boards out. I made the foam board slightly larger so that I can get a tight squeeze, but then I later found out that that was completely unnecessary. To keep the foam from squeaking, you don't want to go all the way to the edge. Probably shouldn't be working with a box knife with sandals on. Something long, and I put it right up to here on each side. Then I have my measurement. It seems like it helps to have a little extra tilt to it. Put the wood in and just see how it feels. Quick little test fit to see how I'm doing, and I'm psyched.
I don't like that. I don't want to be a part of it like that. I feel so awkward.
This feels so much more like home. A floor adds tremendous comfort. The metal floor in this thing is so uncomfortable. These are the metal tie-down bolts that come with the van. They have washers and they're all shabby looking, so I decided to get on the grinding wheel, get on the wire brush actually, and get these things looking brand new again. I got a package from China. It didn't even go to my house, but my neighbor brings it over. He's like, "Isn't this you?" Ray-Bans. It's got all the stuff. I don't even care if they're fakes. I'll still wear them. Are these real? Do these look good on my face? I don't know. I like them. Gotta wear shades. Those glasses are $118. All the work that I did trying to get this rust out, I still have rust here. Oh, spider. Whoa. Coming straight for me. You spray this on heavily rusted metal. I'm gonna hit this on the spots where the rust still came up. I've already sprayed this twice and rust keeps coming up. Wait for the wind to calm. From Rust-Oleum is the same color as composition, a paint used on the bottom of ships to keep them from rusting. like there's areas where there's just like dirt. Because this is going to be a wood floor for a while.
Right.
So this is my last chance to just go in here with a pressure washer. When I'm done with this, I would like to be able to do that. Take a pressure washer and clean it that way. It's one of the cool things about the vinyl floor. I got some foil tape, vapor barrier. I'm using subfloor glue because it claims that it prevents squeaking. I'm applying it on the top of each ridge, and I'm having to walk very carefully on these foam boards without the wood on top. I could feel it cracking and moving. I also applied the glue to the edges of the foam boards because when they rub up against each other, they make noise. I laid the floor down. It's glued. Subfloor 400 from Loctite. You're gonna need a lot of this. I wish I would have gotten the there's different size caulking guns. I wish I would have got the huge one. I noticed foam squeaking and rubbing up against things. Edges right in here where it's touching the metal. I'm getting the foam 1/8 of an inch away from the edge to 1/4 of an inch. No more foam edge touching the metal. Researching van build videos on YouTube, I was aware of the potential noise that these foam boards can make. This moment is when I first realized how and why they make noise. This layer of subfloor glue, I decided to go thick. Mom came out to watch.
I did, except for I don't look very good right now. It looks really good, son.
I can blur your face.
Oh, no, my hair. It's my
Blur your
hair.
hair? I can blur your hair.
Yeah, my hair's not good. Goodbye. Going to make another meal.
The ones that I have are stainless steel are smaller than this, a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah, those look good. Is that what I have? My dad was looking for stainless steel sheet metal screws to secure the floor. Reduce floor squeaks?
Boards, if there's like an air gap in there, it'll bounce a little bit. Once you put that in there, no more bounce.
Couldn't find enough screws, so off to Lowe's to get the sheet metal screws and some bolts. Also spray glue for the vinyl floor that you'll see in the next video. This Cadillac is longer than my van. Back with the materials, I can finish gluing down my floor. Once the glue's in, I'm going to use a combination of the sheet metal screws and the bolts that came with the car. I'm using 2 drills. Right here, I'm making countersink holes, and then I come around with the other drill to screw in my sheet metal screws. The holes are countersunk so that the screws don't stick up above the floor. I'm using blue tape on the drill bit as a marker to keep me from drilling in too far. I'm using this bar to secure the floor down, and it'll be used for a partition that you'll see in later videos. Now I'm screwing in the tie-down bolts that came with the van that go into the threaded holes. I use this cordless blower all the time to clean out my mess. Time for a quick sandwich to replenish our fuel, but then right back to work. Regular Big Kahuna on wheat. This particular Jersey Mike's is owned by Steve Yeager, a former Dodger that won a World Series. This floor is really coming along. It's time to patch the floor. After driving around in the van, I'm afraid that it's going to loosen up and it's all going to turn into sand. Floor patch for a house might not be what's best for a van. I used this board to fill the space. The boards that came in the van were not big enough. I had to make a little extension there. After patching up all the holes and seams, I'm ready to lay my vinyl. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I've been making these videos whether you guys are watching or not. I love what I'm doing. I do hope to become a legitimate member of the van life community out there. There's so many cool people. Hopefully I can go to some of these events and meet some of you. Not sure if you guys have ever heard of OnlyVans. I mean, OnlyFans. So I have this OnlyFans that I started. It's free. Go check that out. It's my name, David Live a Day. Live a Day. I started a Facebook group and a subreddit called OnlyVans. If you guys would go become a member of that, I'm hoping other people in the community will come on, share their builds. I've noticed the moderators on a lot of these groups try to control everything going on in the group. I just wanted to make a group where people can post what they want and the moderators aren't going to keep deleting all your stuff. While I have you here, if you're buying gas and you're not using Get Upside, you're paying too much for gas. Download the app. Every time you spend money on gas, some of that will go into your savings account, which you can use at any time. If you're not using Get Upside, you're throwing away money. Link in the description. Oh, and also, There's a new bank account that I found. It's called Chime. You won't have to pay any ATM fees, and you'll get your direct deposit 2 days early. I don't know how they do it, but that's what they do. And you'll get 1% interest back on your savings account, which no banks give you 1% interest. I have this idea for a video, and I just want to run it by you guys. I want to do it in a classy way. Always getting interrupted when I'm trying to record. It totally throws off, like I'm like on a roll. So the idea is something like the beautiful girls of van life. It just totally threw me off. Anyways, what do you guys think of that idea? Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you. Check out the van's looking good.